Hey loves, alright, so it has been forever. I have a ton of excuses why, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just glad to be back. This is definitely a labor of love that I love to do. I love to make these videos on YouTube and I love that people actually watch them. But I have been gone for a while because my last video, I believe I announced that I was pregnant, and then I had a lot of stuff going on, as anyone who's been pregnant before knows happens with pregnancy. I was just so tired, and like it took everything in me to like just be able to live with work and everything, so I just wasn't able to really come and do these videos and edit them and do all the work that goes into them. So I'm back. I'm actually off of work now. I've been taken out for disability because I have been diagnosed with a condition. For today I wanted to do like a tutorial slash get ready with me, since it's been so long since I've seen you guys and talked with you guys and said hi and everything. So today I think what I want to do is some sort of golden green smoky eye-ish type of thing. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I really want to use the Divine palette and the Pastel Goth palette from Kat Von D. And I know Kat Von D is extremely controversial right now still, but I mean, I think, you know, people are going to choose what they want to choose. We don't know why she's choosing it. One of the things that, without getting too in the middle of the controversy, one of the things that people forget about like choosing not to vaccinate, it can be for health reasons, like having autoimmune diseases in your family and things like that, or being immunocompromised, and therefore vaccines are not the best choice for you. And that's just one example. That's one example that I've been like actually researching about for my baby, because on his father's side, oh yeah, it's a boy. I don't think I told you guys before that it was a boy. But on his father's side, there's autoimmune diseases, and vaccines can exacerbate those. So that is one of the reasons why we may be opting not to vaccinate. But that is a health reason. And now I don't know any reason why Kat Von D is doing it, but yeah. Anyways, enough of the controversy. I am now 34 and a half weeks pregnant and due October 29th. So what I really wanted to do is just like come here, hang out with you guys, and like say hi. I haven't seen you guys in forever, so I just wanted to reconnect and do some fun stuff by doing my makeup and getting ready for the day. Well, really, just to sit at home because, you know, I'm off work and stuff. But I missed you guys. That's all. I missed you guys. But anyway, so throughout this pregnancy, I've like learned so much. Like, it's insane. I used to think that I knew so much about pregnancy and that I knew like what to expect and everything. And just from watching friends go through it, and like, I'm looking at my mirror here, but like just from watching friends go through it and like being near people who have been pregnant, and I just thought for some reason that like I knew more than most or something about it. And it is just, at least for my experience, it is absolutely 1,000 times different when you're actually pregnant, when you're the one who's pregnant. And it's been a roller coaster in like positive ways and negative ways. It depends on what part of the roller coaster I've been on. For example, some of the positive things that have come out of it is that I'm growing a human being inside of my body, and like there is this baby that is literally growing inside of me, and it's awe-inspiring, like in the purest sense of the word. It's like, it's absolutely amazing that like our bodies can do this. One of the things that has been frustrating to say the least, other than like normal pregnancy symptoms and stuff like that, is that since I am so close to when I had my heart surgery last year, they have decided that I am too high risk to do a natural birth unless I'm in a high risk setting. And so I had to decide whether or not I was going to keep my doctor and do a C-section or still try and go the natural route. And that has been something that is just so important to me my whole life. So that was really hard to think about. And then I got diagnosed with polyhydramnion, and I guess I'm probably going to end up going into pretty good detail about it in this video. So I got diagnosed with polyhydramnion, and that is a condition where I have too high of a volume of amniotic fluid, and this can cause pressure on like my amniotic sac and the baby and me, and it can cause complications and everything. So what I've been prescribed to do is to rest, stay home, and to also go on a low carb / keto-esque diet. And that is supposed to alleviate some of that fluid, because carbs help you to hold on to fluids. And I mean, I've been doing this low carb keto thing for, it's been about 5 or 6 days, something like that, and I've already lost 6.5 pounds. So, and usually in pregnancy you do not want to be on a diet. I just want to give a little disclaimer. Usually in pregnancy you do not want to go on a diet, change your diet drastically. You don't want to do this kind of thing, but because of my condition, the doctor has suggested this. And also because of my heart condition, I have to watch my electrolytes even closer, because this is how your body functions to begin with, and your heart like needs its electrolytes like crazy. So I have to make sure that my electrolytes are still in balance while transitioning into this low carb keto diet. So if you ever want to go on a keto diet, specifically, because low carb you don't have to worry as much, but specifically a keto diet, make sure you do your research about like how to avoid the keto flu, especially if you have other health conditions going on, because your electrolytes are extremely important for your body to function. And for the most part, for those who are, you know, healthy and have nothing else going on, your body will recover and it'll just be like a keto flu. But it could become extremely detrimental and could hurt you. So if you ever want to go on a keto diet, please do research first. So that is where I'm at with that. I've started this keto diet and I am enjoying it. We're trying all kinds of new foods, and it's kind of nice too, because I've been home since the diagnosis and have been able to like really just take this new way of eating in life by the horns and just really commit to it, and then like learning new recipes and things. And one of my favorite YouTube channels that I found is called Keto Connect, and it's about this couple who are on a ketogenic diet, and they love spreading like information about it and recipes, and they have all these great recipes. I've already made a couple of their recipes. I made like these cheesecake fat bomb bite thingies that she made, and oh my gosh, they are delicious, and we have been using them as our like nighttime snack, because me and my husband are the type who usually get really hungry at night and want a snack. So with this diet you can do that, but you have to make sure it's like really high in fat, and so that's what we're doing. So that is like me on the food front type of thing. I've also been taken off of work, like I said, and that is a whole new experience in itself, because I've been working since I was 14 years old, and like I started out working because I wanted to like help my mom with things. My mom's a single mom, and she was a single mom since I was about 11 or 12, and I started out with wanting to like help out, like be able to buy my own school clothes, be able to buy my own school supplies and stuff like that. I was never asked to. My mom always like worked her butt off to be able to provide everything, but I wanted to help out, and I would help with like buying me and my sister like clothes and stuff. And like I've always been working at some capacity, except for when I had my heart surgery last year. So what I have really found difficult is that when I did have some time off from my heart surgery, I like couldn't really move around that much. I was very like unable to do much of anything. So therefore it was like I can't get up and go type of thing. But with this, I do get winded, I do get tired easily, but I still have a lot of energy and I still want to do stuff. Like I still want to go to work, I still want to do things, and I'm supposed to be taking it easy, and it's like, oh, that is pigmented. I forgot how pigmented these are. And it's like it's really difficult just to sit around and do a whole lot of nothing. So I've got my nursery together. I will be doing a video about that, definitely sharing the nursery, and I've got like everything in order. It's really helping me, like I said, to like jump into this diet and like just learn about this new way of eating and really research it really thoroughly, just learn about it. I think I've said that like 5 times anyways. But it's really hard to be sitting around, and I can't like do like any like exercise, or like I'm not supposed to be stressing myself out. So it's really interesting to just be learning how to just sit. So it was really interesting because my oldest brother has recently been on disability as well for a different issue. And he was telling me about like just listening to your heart and meditating. At first I was like, yeah, okay, thanks. But it's just really interesting because I never like saw my brother being that kind of like introspective type of person, and it's cool that he is. And then also like it felt good to get that advice from him before I started to feel it, because now I'm starting to feel it. Like I'm starting to feel antsy and starting to feel like I'm stuck or whatever, and it's literally been like, I believe, a week and a half since I've been out of work, and I'm like, what do I do with myself here? And that's why too I'm like glad also I'm gonna be able to get back into doing these videos and like chatting with you guys and stuff, so that'll be nice. And yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. It's really cool too because I'm at this point where I'm like, okay, I'm having a baby. It feels really weird to like say that, and a lot of people are like, well, of course you're having a baby, like you haven't gotten used to that idea yet. And I'm like, no. And the reason why I feel like I haven't personally gotten used to that idea yet is because for so long I was like, don't have a baby, don't have a baby, don't have a baby, because I had it ingrained in me coming from a single mom that like, make sure you go to school, make sure you get your education, don't let like a man stand in your way type of thing. And that's been ingrained in me since I was little, or like younger, not little necessarily. Anyways, that's been ingrained in me, and so like for so long it was like, don't get married, don't do this, don't do that, like before you finish college, and like it was just such a huge part of my life to do that and to be working towards that. And then now it's like we're having a baby and we want to have a baby, but it's just like I feel like it's still difficult for my head to wrap around because I spent so many years avoiding like actively avoiding that idea. And yeah, so it's interesting, and it's just like it's like there's just these moments where I like stop and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a mommy. Like it's so amazing. It's so beautiful. And how I'm gonna have like a little man that counts on me as his protector, his guidance, you know? And it's just such a tall order too, man. It's just such a tall order to think about too, because like I mean, I did my degree in sociology. I have always been like an advocate type of person and like tried to stand up for what I think is wrong. And I've always been the type of person who would speak up on things like consent and like, you know, just social injustices basically, or like things that really affect me are things like sexual harassment and like rape and sexual assault, things like that, and abuse. And I've always been like an advocate to stand up for it and like come forward and not necessarily like to the public, but like to tell someone, tell a therapist, like work on it. It's not your fault. Like, don't feel guilty about it. I'm not saying anyone has to like confess it to the world. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Anyways, and teaching, not only like teaching your daughters and women to like watch out for predators, but to teach your sons and your brothers and your guys to not be a predator. So I think that is something also that I've really been thinking about, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be having a little boy that I need to teach how to treat a woman and how to respect a woman and how to be a good man. And like, I'm getting emotional, but it's like, that's a tall order. That's such a tall order. And like, I feel blessed that I am gonna be receiving a son to like teach all that to. And I feel like really good in the fact that like I know his father is a good man as well, and like feels the same way about like these topics, and like also wants to teach him all about that stuff. And I just read like a meme on Facebook the other day, or it was like a little picture thing or whatever, and it was talking about how it said that it was like someone saying like, I saw my friend's 2.5-year-old son and I can't believe it, they're already teaching him about consent. There's a little girl that he wanted to say goodbye to at school, and she didn't want to give him a hug, so they explained to him like, not everybody wants to give hugs, and they don't have to, like they're already teaching him consent and stuff. And I just like, I totally teared up, and call it like pregnancy emotions or whatever you want, but I totally teared up, and I was just like, wow, like that's awesome. I can't wait to start teaching my son about consent, and not only for when he dates someone or is in a relationship in any capacity, but also for himself. Like, I want him to know his body is his. Like, I remember growing up being told that I had to hug people, and I had to, like, that it was out of respect. And I come from a very large Mexican family, and on my dad's side, a very large German family that is very close-knit. I don't really know much about like German culture to begin with, but I know that our family, my dad's side, is very close knit, very like everybody hugs everybody, and like we're very like just close. And I think also there's like the stereotype of the Mexican side, like we're gonna be close knit, right? So we are like, my Mexican side holds up to that stereotype. We're very close knit, and I know growing up it was considered, like, at least the way that it was portrayed, that it was considered disrespectful to not give people hugs, even if you felt uncomfortable. And like, there were times as a child where I didn't want to give the person a hug. I didn't know the person, but of course I never said that because I felt that I had to. And I've talked about it with my mom as an adult, and she's told me like, honey, I never said that you had to like hug anybody. I never told you that you weren't allowed to say no to that and things like that. And she's like, I would never want you to do that if you didn't want to. But I would, like, what I told her is, but you never told me I didn't have to. And what I translated that as I did have to. And so it was really interesting to talk about that with my mom. And for a while, like, you know, I thought I was a bad person if I didn't want to give someone a hug, even if they were making me feel uncomfortable or what have you. So I want to make sure that my child knows that their body is theirs, and that, you know, they don't have to hug someone. As simple as that sounds, it can lead into other situations where you don't understand, where you don't feel that you have the power to stand up for yourself, to not have someone touch your body in any capacity. So it was just a really, really simple but nice post that I saw, and it really, really, you know, hit me to the core. These are just like the things that I'm thinking about. I feel like it's like so like loaded, and I don't know. But these are just the things I'm thinking about, being pregnant and thinking about like I'm going to have a little human being who counts on me and who is going to be learning their life and how to go through life through me and my husband. And it's an amazing feeling, definitely. But it's, oh, do you see what I just did? Why? I'm gonna have to fix that with my eyeliner. Everybody makes mistakes. They do. I'm gonna do that now because now it's gonna make me go crazy. So I'm using Kat Von D tattoo liner. But it's just such a tall order. And like I always knew having a child is such a tall order to begin with. But I never thought about all the details, and like, which is surprising because I'm definitely the type of person who usually thinks about all the details. Oh. Also, I have not done my makeup in weeks. I have not been doing my makeup for like basically months. I did my makeup for my baby shower, and I did it a few other times when I was just feeling better, just due to like feeling so sluggish, not getting good sleep and things like that. So I'm definitely out of practice. I can feel it. I'm totally out of practice. Gotta be quiet while I do this. So I'm like definitely out of practice on doing my makeup, and I can feel it, like all these little things that I'm doing that usually from doing my makeup every day, like I know, don't do that. It's just kind of ingrained in me not to do it. Well, yeah, didn't happen today. And I just realized my air conditioner is on, and I hope so much that this is not coming through on the video because I've already been filming for like 20 minutes. I really hope it's not coming through. But I'm gonna go turn off my air conditioner right now. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my eyeliner and do that. And especially with like things that are just going on in politics and the media, and it's just really making me think about all this stuff so much more, because I hear some of the things that are being said by men and women, and it's so disheartening. It is so sad. And like, if you know anything about the psychology of how sexual assault and abuse works, and then you throw in the fact that like Professor Ford was a child. She was a child. She was like 15, 16 years old, something like that. It's so disheartening and so saddening and just despicable, honestly, like what is being said. It makes me want even more to teach my son that there is no time limit on when you come forward for something horrible that you've gone through. And if it helps anyone out there as well, there is no time limit for when you come forward with something horrible that you have gone through that thankfully most people will never be able to understand fully. But know that you're not alone. It's not your fault. And it's okay to speak up. It's just, I can't imagine how some people must be feeling right now who have never, if they've been through something like this and have never opened up to anyone before, seeing just how she's being treated, and just all that. Like, it just makes me go crazy inside, really. It really hits me hard, as you can tell, because I've talked about it for most of this video already. So I think that's all I wanted to say about that topic. Okay, all the heaviness, it's hard. I can't stay quiet about this. Like, I don't want to stay quiet about it either. But yeah. So other stuff that's going on is that I have been told I do have to have a C-section. I'm going to be having a C-section in my 39th week. I am 35 weeks-ish now, depending on when I upload this video. I'm like 34 and a half right now, but I've been told I don't technically have to have a C-section. I can go to, how do I say this? How do I explain it? Okay, so I could go and change my OB to a high-risk OB and then go to a different hospital than what was planned and go to a high-risk hospital, which that is an option. But because of my heart condition and because of this condition that I have, there are so many different symptoms that during labor are technically a natural part of labor. For example, heart palpitations, completely natural during labor. Like, that can happen to anybody. It's pretty common. It's just a part of the stress that your body is going under to deliver a baby. And in my case, because of my heart, if I were to have heart palpitations, the doctors would have to assume that it's an indication of something going wrong with my heart. They can't they can't assume that it's just the normal heart palpitations with labor, because, you know, we got to be on the safe side. And so I have gotten to the point where I'm accepting that it is very unlikely that I would be able to carry out a natural birth at this time with all of the different things going on. And so I have just decided that, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the C-section. If I go with the C-section, I can stay with my doctor that I've been through this whole process with, that I really, really love, and I think have a really good relationship. I feel safe with him. I feel like he has my best interest at heart, all of this stuff. And I can stay at the hospital that I know about. It's the same hospital my husband works at. And I can feel the most comfortable I can possibly feel within the situation, you know? So that's what I've decided to do. We're gonna have a planned C-section. We don't know the exact date yet. And I mean, he could come early too. You never know. You still never know, even if you schedule a C-section. But a little bit more like may know. But we have decided that, and even when I say we, it's my choice, and my husband is 100% on board with that. Like, it is your choice what happens during your delivery. It is your choice what happens with your body at any point in time, to be clear. Kind of really raw about that feeling and aspect at the moment. But my husband is completely on board. He also believes, you know, it's your choice, absolutely, and he just stands by me. He's really awesome. Thank God for that. But there's still this process of me accepting it, because my whole life that I can remember of ever wanting to like be pregnant and understanding that and like having a child, I have always wanted a natural birth, and that's not the same for everybody, to be clear, and that's okay. I've always wanted a natural birth, and not only that, I always wanted to birth at home, like a water birth. And so that's been a process, like, to accept that that's just not gonna happen. Like, for sure, the water birth was off the table, or the at-home water birth was off the table as soon as I found out about my heart condition. Like, any future pregnancies, like, probably couldn't do that. And probably wouldn't want to, just for my own health reasons, you know? And it was difficult to accept that, because that was my dream. Like, that was the birthing experience that I had in my head my whole life, and I had to accept that that's not going to happen. And then now I am in the process of accepting that it's a C-section. That's just, it is what it is. It's a C-section, and it's so difficult to accept it, but it is what it is. And like, I have to focus on the fact that the end result is that I will have a healthy baby and a healthy me. So, excuse me, a healthy baby and a healthy me. So I'm going to be putting on my bronzer, and the bronzer that I have been obsessed with is my Tarte Sweetie Pie bronzer. And I mean, look, it's like, it's dead. It's panning. I'm panning this thing. Like, I'm basically just panning this thing at this point. But I love it. And I just love that it's like, it's a subtle bronze with a peachy tone. And I love it. I like it a lot. So, it's nice. Stay with the theme of Kat Von D today. And I'm going to use the Alchemist palette, and I'm going to use the Green Emerald highlight. And I'm just going to put a little bit right here on my cheeks. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this and just put it on my brow arch as well. And let's do that now. And do that on my inner corner. Oh yeah, it makes such a big difference. And then do a little bit on my nose. Do a little bit. For my lips, I am going to be wearing Jeffree Star Thick as Thieves. And you might be a little surprised that I have some Jeffree Star stuff. I don't know if I ever actually mentioned it in a video, but I had said that, like, I would never buy Jeffree Star, but after Shane's documentary, it kind of changed my mind. And I feel differently about it now, so I've started buying stuff, and it's really good. Actually, it's really great quality. It's all vegan. And that was Urban Decay De-Slick. It's still the old bottle. Still have one more of those, so yeah. And it's just a really nice nude shade on me. And just a little mini review of it. It's so soft and so nice. It does not dry out your lips like crazy. I mean, it's a liquid lipstick, so it dries out your lips a little bit. But it's pretty velvety, and it's easy to use. I like the doe foot applicator, and I really like the sleek bottle too. So now I have quite a bit, and I plan on doing a video about the things that I've purchased from Jeffree Star so far that I enjoy and I like, and probably do some lip swatches, because I have mostly lipstick, and then I have 2 lip scrubs that I've gotten from him so far, and I enjoy all of it. So yeah, so I know this video has been absolutely way too long already. This is why I've never done a get ready with me video, because I feel like I just take so long with doing my makeup, and then I'm talking in between to begin with. So yeah, this is the look today. I went ahead with this green gold look and I used the Divine palette, and I also used the matte green shade in, it's called Gloom, from the Pastel Goth palette. And I'm really happy with how it came out. I think it looks nice, and I'm glad I was able to use my Divine palette on camera, and I'm glad I got to see you guys and talk with you guys and catch up some. I am going to be doing some more detailed videos on how my pregnancy has been going and what's going on with my pregnancy and my life, and I'm going to do a nursery video. I'm really excited to show that. I've got the nursery pretty much done. Like, there's a few small things that I still need to do, but I'm just really happy with how it came out and just feel so blessed and spoiled by my family from the baby shower and everything. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and welcome back again if this is your first time here. All right, guys, see you later. Bye. Mwah.